Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Operation Hats. It is now July 1941, and it is the Japanese turn. So there's been a lot that's happened since I made my last video over the past two-player turns. So we've got a fair bit of stuff to go through. First, Germany declared war on the Soviet Union, which bumps the US up from 42 to 47 IPP. Then, the Soviet Union declared war on the Commonwealth, which bumps the US up again to 52 IPP. Then, the Commonwealth declared war on Japan. Oh, and did I mention the Soviets also declared war on Japan at the same time? So, yeah, we're not feeling too great. And the Germans declared war on the Dutch, which bumps the British up to IPP to 28 because of all the Dutch territory they aligned. And Turkey, but I think he counted that on his turn. But so yeah, that's a lot. A lot happened. And then there was also a massive out-of-game discussion about whether or not the UK declaration of war on Japan detracts from the US income, because Japan is still, by the definition of the rules, neutral at this point. To quickly summarize, neutrality is very strictly defined in Global War 36, the 4.1 as for minor powers not being at war with or aligned to a given major power that you're understanding the neutrality between, and for major powers not being at war with a major power. And there's an explicit example that says Japan, or with a non-evolved CCP or KMT, is neutral. And so, due to some very confusing wording on the British and American Declaration of War sections, there was a disagreement over whether or not that should have dropped Americans back down to 42. The developers have stepped in. They have ruled that there are two distinct categories of neutral in the rulebook, so something you should notice. One applies to neutral minor powers, and one applies to neutral minor and major powers, and the British and American instance was one of the two, and that will hopefully be fixed in the next edition of the rules. I'm going to put out another entire video on this topic, hopefully shortly, that better summarizes it and goes over some of the rules involved, but that's the summary for now. The US income doesn't go down, even though it seems that way by the current rule set. So, with that adjusted, on to some edits before my turn starts. We have Soviet Union needs to go up 2 because they captured some territory for me. Associated with that, they need to redo their income because they never actually noted it down over here. They don't get the Lend-Lease from the US because they declared war on the Commonwealth, and the US isn't too chuffed about that. So they get +3 plus 52 is 55 total. Total. Let me check my list here just to keep this clear. Yep, 55 total. Alright, now, moving on. The German income is at 76. They should gain 3 for Vichy, which Jinx did not not add, so we'll do that. And then, we're going to go over to here and do some more Soviet and German income stuff. 5-star general rolled for his convoy roll against the Germans with D12 instead of D6, which really horribly changes the probability distribution there. So we're going to re-roll this with D6. I forgot to check, but I think he did with both submarines, so we're going to go ahead and roll both submarines. Red die is Soviets, black die is Germans. So that's even. Soviets have +2, so that's 2 damage. We'll go for the next submarine. 4-4, that's 2 damage, so the end result is still the same. It is 3 damage on the German line, which we will now go mark. Again, we didn't really have to add that 3 in the first place since this got taken off, but it's better to do each so it's clear. So Germany is back again at 76. Alright, moving on to some more edits. This German torpedo boat destroyer was pending a final placement. Sorry, not torpedo boat destroyer. Pending whether or not these transports can get out of port. I've checked the rules. Even if the British move this destroyer here, the transports are still able to leave, pick up troops here and another sea zone, and amphibious assault. Because you can always leave a sea zone with an enemy ship without engaging in combat. You're only stuck in port if you are blockaded by 3 ships. Because of that, this German destroyer is going to go protect this German transport. The Axis powers reserve the right to erase the lines, to change that if it turns out that that ruling is incorrect, but I do not believe it is. So, other notes, I have redone most of these Turkish units back to British because they were aligned to Britain after Germany invaded. Didn't bother with the cavalry and the artillery. We can fix that if they actually do anything. Over here, we mark the Dutch territories as British, because they'll be remaining British for quite a while. I don't assume we're attacking over there. And then I also marked these Dutch territories as British. Let me see if there's any other notes. Ah, yes. So, alright. So we got this convoy line business here. We got these 2 Dutch boats were marked as British. We don't have any British torpedo destroyer sculpts on the map anymore, so that's just got a roundel under it. And then over here in the Black Sea, there was some confusion over how exactly the screening battle would work for this amphibious assault with these 2 transports. So, all these Russian ships are going to engage these 2 German ships. And then, he didn't give me an order of loss for these. I'm going to assume it's cheapest to most expensive here. So they're all going to engage these German ships so that these transports can land. If somehow these 2 German boats win, then we'll deal with that if it happens, but there'll be some units moving out of this 98th Army. So, on the German side, we have 1 torpedo boat destroyer, 1 destroyer. We'll make the destroyer red. Actually, red's a bad idea because that'll be Soviet dice. We'll make it black. On the Soviet side, we have a coastal sub in green. We have a just normal sub, which will be red. We'll have a destroyer in black at 4. And then we'll have a light cruiser, and let's go with blue. So, these are in order: smallest coastal sub to light cruiser, people destroyer. Now, if I can pick these up without killing anything. Alright. 2, 3 is a hit. Miss. So, Germany will lose its torpedo boat destroyer. Germany fires back. Misses around. So, the torpedo destroyer die is removed. The Soviets have received no casualties, so they roll again. That is a 2, and so that's the 1 hit required. A German destroyer will roll back. 12. So I didn't need an order of losses anyway. Alright, so in that case, the Soviet ships will come over here. They will go in port in southern Ukraine. One second here. So, he wanted all these submarines involved. I'm not sure. They can't go into port, so I think they will just stay out here. We'll see if the Germans want to take some pot shots at them. Why does this not go flat? There you go. Okay. So we have heavy cruiser, destroyer, and 2 transports in port. Is that heavy cruiser? No. It's rolling as light cruiser. It doesn't matter anyway. And then 2 submarines outside of it. So that is the final error there, I believe. And then we can go ahead and 10 minutes in, move on to my turn. Yes. Alright, so first, quick overview of the political situation. I'm at war with the Commonwealth, China, and the Soviet Union. I am not at war with France, nor will I be going to war with France. And because of that, I'm not at war with the USA, nor will I be going to war with the USA. So, we'll see how long that situation lasts. I'd prefer if France would just hop on the bandwagon already, but they don't seem to be inclined to. So now, purchases. Due to the unexpected Soviet invasion, we are going to be buying some ground units, 2 airborne, 2 militia, 2 infantry upgrades, so those should be flipped, 1 infantry, 4 militia, 1 transport for the Italians, which is being represented by the submarine to make the money work out, and 1 medium bomber. So, that's all that. I'm going to do my tech rolls at the end of the turn because I have nothing of any import that needs to happen, so it's just easy for me to do it at the end of the turn. Alright, combat moves. There's a lot. I was going to attack this French submarine, but I'm not at war with France. We're not going to do that, so we're going to attack this FEC submarine instead. We are going to have no combat moves up here. Down here, we will have 1 submarine go raiding in Sea Zone I-7. We will have 2 infantry and an artillery from Siam attacking the militia in Burma. We will have 1 airborne, 1 fighter, and 1 air transport attacking Sumatra 1-2 from Siam. We will have 1 fighter going on maritime air patrol in Sea Zone P-50 to attack the Soviet submarine. We'll have 1 coastal sub going down to P-59 to attack this Dutch coastal sub and transport. Dobik has said he will fight, same with this second battle right here. We have this transport plane and airborne going to attack Borneo, 1, 2, 3. We have these 2 fighters going 1, 2, 3 to attack Hong Kong, along with the cavalry. Oh, that's the entire army. The cavalry from Kwangtung. And then these forces will be raiding. But over here, I didn't fix that. All right, we'll have 2 of these transports from Palau going 1, 2 into P-60, where they will drop off 1 infantry in Celebes, 1 infantry in West Timor, and 2 infantry in Borneo. Now, I do believe that I get to choose in this battle whether I take the airborne first or the amphibious first, because they both have to be chosen before normal land combat. So in that case, we will obviously choose the airborne if we need to, if they even get a hit first round, which I doubt. This transport, which was going to go that direction until I figured out I can set an airborne there, is going to go 1, 2 to the whatever sea zone is over here, off New Britain, and will be dropping off troops to one of these 2 once I move everything else over there. Associated with the movements down into the Dutch East Indies while we're at it, we will have 1 light cruiser and 1 torpedo destroyer moving from Palau. 1, 2, 3 to attack the Dutch fleet south of Java. So we'll see how this one goes. We were kind of hoping to bait that submarine into a fight, so if we get 2 hits, good for us. To defend the transports, we will have these 2 torpedo destroyers and this light cruiser over here in Celebes, off Celebes, because we want to keep those from dying when those submarines inevitably submerge. So, that's all of that. Over here, moving on to the next main assault, we have 6 destroyers carrying 6 marines. We'll put that back for a second. 6 destroyers carrying 6 marines, which are going 1, 2, 3, 4, and attacking New Zealand. We will have 3 marines to the North Island. We will have 3 marines to the South Island. We will also send a bombarding force of 4 heavy cruisers and a battle cruiser, because they're the ones that can reach. Thank you, version 4, for moving my light cruisers from bombardment roles. We will put 3 bombards, 3 heavy cruisers on the North Island, and then put 1 heavy cruiser and 1 battle cruiser on the South Island. Then we will have the rest of the 18th Army move down here along with the rest of the 6th Fleet, and they will invade New Guinea and New Britain. So, New Guinea will be a mountain infantry, an infantry, and a marine. And New Britain will be the rest of the 18th here, which isn't really much of an army anymore. So 3 infantry. And it will be joined by these 2 infantry from that also came from Palau, but that have been designated to the Dutch East Indies. Yep, that's good. So, yeah, we'll go back to the 6th Fleet. 1 tactical bomber will attack New Britain, so 1. And 2 tactical bombers will attack New Guinea. 1. Hopefully, this should be enough to ensure a very quick and highly successful campaign. The 2nd Fleet, or what remains of it, these 2 battleships will join the 6th off New Britain, and 1 will bombard each. At this point, it's kind of splitting hairs. What exactly you want to do? Do you try to keep your marine alive? Do you try to keep your 2 infantry alive? Do you even think these guys will score hits? Really depends. So we're going to have 1 on New Britain. And 1 on New Guinea. Now 2 on New Britain. You know, we're going to split them. Alright, we're going to split them. That's fine. 1. Alright. These carriers are going to move in non-combat. So we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go ahead and delete some lines. So we've done that combat, we've done that combat, we've done that combat, we've done this combat. Alright. We're going to take this submarine. It's going to go 1, 2, and it's going to go raiding in the Coral Sea. We're going to take this submarine, and it's going to go 1, 2, 3, and it's going to go combo right in the South China Sea. And this submarine, I don't know what it was doing. Just sitting there, I guess. Thought I had a job for it. I thought I had a job for it. We'll come back to him in non-combat. So, yeah, we'll come back to him in non-combat. I thought I had a job for him, but I didn't mark it, so I'm not sure where that's going. No one's actually doing that. That was a faulty move. All right, we are doing that. You're doing that. We did that. We did that. Those 2 are not the same combat. This is engaged sub. This is combo rating. We did that. We did that. We did that. All right. I think it is now time to roll some dice. So we're going to start with the combo rating. Well, wait a second here. This guy could go combo rate if I wanted to, but I don't know where I want him to go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. No. Here I was trying to keep this video short. Alright, Lend-Lease is blocked to Australia, because there's a German sub way over here. Lend-Lease is blocked to FEC. Supply path is blocked to Singapore. To Jakarta, to Borneo, Sumatra. Dutch New Guinea doesn't have a supply path. There's no way anyone's getting Lend-Lease in here, I don't think. Yeah, no one's in range of the coast this turn. At least, not unless you're the Soviets, and they don't get Lend-Lease from anybody, because they're at war with everyone who matters. Um, We'll let you be. The combo rating isn't actually that important here. Sorry for the issues here. Just don't want to kill for the submarine around here. There's not very many convoy lines either. No. He's also going to go raid right here. It's probably the most useful spot. Yeah. Alright. So, convoy raiding. So, the British will have a +2. So I'm red. British are yellow. We had a dice around here somewhere. May have deleted them all. Right, grab one from here. So, the British have a +2 modifier. +2. And I have a +1. So, I'm at a -1 overall. So that's a 6. -1 is 5. 5 to 3 is 2. You can also look at it as 3 plus 2 is 5, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 minus 5 is 2. So, the East Indies line is maxed out. Alright, so these come over here, and then that is 2 damage. Actually, we can't do 2 damage on this line anymore, so 1 damage. Over here, we'll pull these dice across. Zipping kind to us so far. We have, first up, it'll be a blind roll because we both have +2. We're red again. 3, 4, nothing. Second sub. 5, 5, nothing. Well, that was a colossal waste of time. Moving down here to this sub, we're going to actually hope to get some here. So we're going to roll. Again, blind roll. 4 plus 2 would be 6. 2 plus 2 would be 4. So I'm up 2. You can also just look at it like that because, again, it is a completely even roll. So we're going to come over here. Actually, I think that's still in my clipboard. That's function. There you go. So 2 damage on the Australia line, which is that one. So, as a result of combo rating, we're going to do in-camera class, FSC lost 1, virus command, so FSC lost 1, and Anzac lost 2. That's nice. On to the actual battles, and again, I deleted the dice. That's what I get for cleaning up too fast. Alright. We are going to start over here in Sumatra. So it's a fighter and an airborne against a militia. So fighter will be red at 6, airborne will be blue at 3. 1 hit. The militia will fire back at a 2 with its blue dice. No hits. No hits. Alright. So Sumatra is now Japanese. I need to pull this out here. Alright. 1 down, 7 more to go. Over here, West Timor and Celebes are quick and easy takes. There's no opposition. Over here, we have now 1 airborne at 3, and 2 infantry at 2, because there's jungle, but no mountains. It's only a border with Sarawak, and we're at 3 for the first round. So, we roll these. Close! No hits. Alright, seaplane doesn't defend, so that just leaves a militia for the British. No hit. Alright, we're going to roll these all again. Everybody's at 2 now. No hits. This could be a long battle. So, that is a 1 on the Japanese side and a 2 on the British side, so there's 1 hit each. We will remove an infantry and the militia. The seaplane dies automatically, and Great Britain loses Borneo. That is 4 IPP for Japan, and we are very appreciative of that. Alright. That's all of those battles. Now moving up here to Burma. That is a militia versus 2 infantry and artillery. So, we'll have an artillery at 3, an infantry boosted by artillery at 3, an infantry at 2 on the Japanese side, and a militia at 2 on the British side. I don't think it's mountainous. It is mountainous in real life. I don't believe it's a mountain border. Might be a mountain border. So if we just make a line right here, center rondel to center rondel, it seems that's a mountain border. Here, I'm going to look on the handy dandy spreadsheet that we just got made. We'll see what it says there. Should have checked this before I came in, but I didn't notice the mountain. Come on, Excel. You can do it. It's not that big a spreadsheet. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. Alright, Asia. Far East Command, Burma. Mountain border from Anantunkan, not Sam. Great. So, that is not a mountain border, so we are all at normal values here. Jungle is really one of those very selective terrains that doesn't hurt you much until you start bringing vehicles into it. Alright, so reds are 3s, blues are 2s. Just realized one of those was first strike, but it doesn't really matter. No hits. No hits. 1 hit each. Seems to be the theme of the day here. So, we will lose 1 infantry and 1 militia. In Japan takes Burma. So if this theme doesn't continue too much, we're attacking Hong Kong, and we very much like to keep this one. So that is 2 militia at 3. I was looking at starting the city, but it is an absolute pain because of that stupid airbase. Airbases are very annoying to surround. You have to bomb them. It wasn't worth it for Hong Kong. So they have 2 at 3. That'll be these 2 blue dice. Japan has 2 at 6. That'll be these 2 reds. And 1 cavalry at 2. That'll be this blue. No, this blue is 2. These 2 blues are 3. So Japan first. 2 hits. 2 hits. Nice. 2 hits. Alright, 2 back at 3. No hits. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, Hong Kong falls to the Japanese quite easily, just like it did in real life. And that cavalry is there. Okay. So, moving on to over here. We have, saving the most important stuff down in New Zealand until last. We have Bloodbath number 1 and number 2. So first, we've got a bomb, we're going to do Guinea. We've got a bombard at 4. No, wait, darn. Alright, 2 tactical bombers at 7. Let's see if we can move this over relatively quickly. 2 hits. That'll be the colonial infantry and the militia. So colonial infantry back to 4, militia back to 2. Miss, miss. Excellent. New Guinea is ours. Now we're $1 more off Australia. And those 2 planes will have somewhere to land. Alright, now for a battle. We have a battleship bombard at 4. Another 7. And then we have a tactical bomber at 7. An 11. Don't like that. Then we have 5 infantry at 2. I don't think it's anything but jungle. No hits. Alright, militia back at 2. Dang it. Alright. 2 infantry gone. That's not good. Alright, so now we have a tactical and 3 infantry at 2. There's all the hits we wanted. And then they get a militia back. That militia's the only person doing well today. So New Britain is taken as well. And the 18th Army is no longer quite as much an army. Alright, now for the ones where we really don't want to lose units. We like these Marines. So we'll take these guys. Bring them down here. Alright, so first up, Northern New Zealand. 3 bombards at 2. First strikes. Yes! There's a hit. New Zealand falls. Alright, Southern New Zealand. 1 at 2 and 1 at 3. Hit! And Southern New Zealand falls. And that is what we wanted, folks. That leaves us a lot of... Oh, but we got it copied still. Leaves us a lot of militia free to... sorry, not militia. Marines free to do what we want with. And a major port as well. So, that, I believe, is all... Oh, no, 1 more battle here. 2 more battles, actually. So, up here, we have a Japanese seaplane versus a British Swiss sub. We're going to roll that. Nice. Another hit. Finally getting some luck here. And then we're going to bring Lucky Dice down to here. Attack this Soviet sub. 50% odds. Darn. That Lucky Dice does not help us here. I really kind of want that sub dead. Yeah, I really wanted that sub dead. Oh no, I can trace a supply powder on still, because I can go through Burma. Alright. Coming down here, I forgot we have these naval battles. Look at me. Alright. So, first up, we have 2 coastal submarines, both of which have first strike, because, you know, makes sense that way. Both at 2. If the British sub doesn't hit, it has to submerge this round. And if it does hit, it still has to submerge for the battle's over. So, Japan is red. Nice. Okay. Would prefer to hit there, but the British sub survives submerge, and that transport is auto-killed. And we both just sit there. Alright, now for down here. The British sub gets a first strike. And this at 5. And now Japan has a light cruiser at 5 and a torpedo destroyer at 2. 1 hit. Davik said to take off the destroyer first because the submarine's going to submerge, and the destroyer rolls back. 3, we will lose the torpedo destroyer. So, unfortunately, those 2 submarines survive. All 3 submarines down here survive to do mayhem, but hopefully this fleet is well enough guarded that it will survive through that attack. I believe that's actually all the attacks this time, so we can go ahead and move on to non-combat. I'm going to pull this thing down here. I could go into port, but I don't think it's worthwhile. There's nothing I stand to lose that I need to protect. and it's better, I think, here to stay in the ocean and block this sea zone very thoroughly. Alright, moving up to here, these two carriers are going to move down 1 to, whatever the heck this sea zone's called. In the 1, 2, 3. You on that carrier. And now this submarine can go 1, 2, can't go through there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. These battleships and transports are in the 6th fleet right there. And they will actually go into port. Where's an import marker? That's a Soviet transport. That is not in. Whoa. No keys there. Import. There you go. So, 6th Fleet is going in port. Right here in New Britain. That is a very useful little stockyard there. That's not anything. That is done. If people want to take pot shots at my carriers, they are welcome to send their subs on suicide missions. I don't need that light carrier anyway. Those guys can't go into port. Over here, this transport plane went 1, 2, 3. It's going to go 1, 2, 3 back to Siam. This transport plane went 1, 2, and it's going to go 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 to Nanking. This fighter went 1, 2 to Siam. Sumatra, it's going to go 1, 2 back to Siam. This fighter has to come off map back to Siam. These two fighters are going to land in Kwangtung because it's the only place they can. These 3 cavalry and this infantry are going to go to Shensi here. And that cavalry is going to fall over. So that's 3 cavalry, 1 infantry, and 2 militia in Shensi. We're going to rail this infantry down from Riki to Shensi. We are going to move this infantry from Western Manchuria into Shensi. We're going to bring this transport across. 1, drop these 2 Marines off in Riki, and then it's going to go into port in Nanking. Yeah, Nanking. This seaplane is going to go back off map 1, 2 to Korea. This Korean ain't better than Honshu, really. He's going to hit East China Sea, but you can hit that from here too. Yeah, Honshu's just as good. Yeah, and neither is the seaplane base, so yeah, we'll go back to Honshu. Alright. We're going to go through this. Watch out for the submarine marker on the submarines down here. That hurt. Kind of one of those infantry. New Britain was not really worth it. got all these. This is cut off, this cut off. I have an open path all the way around through here, around Burma to Siam. Yep. France annoyingly being neutral means I can't fly over Anton, so I have to take everything around over the sea. Alright, I think we are good for place units now. Yes. I believe we are. Alright, so you've got these to place. Don't need to type in the Alright, so place units. We're going to put an airborne in Rihi. We're going to put a militia in Rihi. We're going to put a medium bomber in Kyushu. We're going to put an infantry in Kyushu. We're going to put an airborne down here in Siam. And again, as I said, we can get there, we just have to go all the way around the other side of Australia, and then in through Burma, and then over, and we can avoid interdiction. You gotta love the supply paths don't have to follow a straight line rule. So that leaves us with 2 militia upgrades and 3 militia. We're going to place, we've already placed 1 militia here in Rihi. I just put that down on the green market. We're going to put 1 in Peking. We're going to put 1 in Kwentong. How many guys we got down here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 5 plus 2 planes. Singapore can't attack that. Alright. Yeah. I think we're going to upgrade a militia in Shenxi. That's one of these upgrades. And then we're going to upgrade and place a militia in Eastern Manchuria. So that gives us an infantry. That'll be all. I really quite would have liked to upgrade the Northern Manchuria one. It's more useful, but the Soviets cut the supply path. Alright, so finally, Italian transport leaves ew, this could be an issue here. I think I can send it via via this way. I know Gibraltar's closed to me. Dang it, we might have to run interdiction here. First time for everything. Yeah, that submarine was supposed to... Wait a second. Let me check the rules. I think that submarine's been suppressed, so it can no longer interdict. Can't remember the rules on that. We're gonna come down in interdiction. I don't think you can actually see my rule book here. Keep scrolling. Agreement rules. Ships captured port interdiction. Non-submerged submarine. Let me quickly check submerged. Yeah, surviving defending submarines must submerge. Alright, so we're going to quickly mark all these submerged submarines so that I realize that they are submerged and I can actually, take units around them. Where is the submerged token? Damaged hull. Okay, construction map. Could have sworn there was a submerged token around here somewhere. Maybe I'm crazy? That's the extra pieces. Scripting bag, don't need to touch that. It's a great way to mess up the save. Strange. Could have sworn we had a submerged submarine token. It's fuel. Convoy rating, dice, raider. Scoop duty. Alright. In that case, we're just going to throw some map markers under them, because it looks vaguely the right thing after we shrink it a ton. So, to my opponents, all these map markers mean your sub is submerged, and I can ignore them. If you don't want your submarines to submerged, which I think they have to legally, I think that's the V4 thing, they have to submerge. Remove to, and then I can get wherever that Italian transport can just go sailing straight past here, all the way to Italy, where it will go in port in northern Italy. Because no sense in making the pot richer for the British than they need to. I don't think they can hack this anyway. It's got 2 damage on the midline. I did the subtraction there. Alright. So, time to do some math here. We're going to try the button, but first we're going to, look at this. So, we took Japan's up 1, 2, 3 from Anzac. So, we come all the way over here. Japan is up 1, 2, 3. Anzac is down 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go all the way back. From the British, we took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the UK, and 1, 2, 3 from Far East Command. Far East Command is down to 11. The Brits go down 6 to 22. Japan goes up 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 42. And I believe that is all, because that's the only people I'm at war with. We didn't make any assaults up here, sadly. If I should actually, reinforce my rescue cry, I was halfway through his turn, I was hoping I should just be able to walk into it. Yes, I believe that's all. So, now, we're going to do the brave thing, and come over here. We're going to screenshot this real fast before it gets moved, and then I'm going to press the set income button, and we'll see how this goes. So, Australia's still in the same spot, Far East Command's still in the same spot, Soviet Union's still in the same spot, Japan's still in the same spot, Britain's still in the same spot, Italy, Italy is still in the same spot. Germany is still in the same spot. I think it actually worked for a change. Alright, so those are all correct. Now we do bonuses. Alright, so we're going to remove the chip for a sec. Easy. At least grouped. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the actual page, because I haven't memorized all my bonuses yet. I don't think I have any of the islands. These change every single time a new rule set comes out for Global War. Alright, so Midway, Wake, and Solomon, don't have any of those. Beiping, Hebei, Shantung, Nantung, Hunan, and Guangdong. All those. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. of those. And then Philippines, Java, Hawaii, Maui, Borneo, only one of those. So that is +8 for Japan in total. So that is 42, +8 is 50. Not quite what I was hoping this turn, but it'll work. So we're going to come way over here, this spinny thing, and we are going to have 50 IPP. Still pretty good net gain. Something's gone. So Japan will have 50 IPP, and I need to go do my tech rolls. That's a test tower. Alright, so I've completed both improved construction and large ship construction. So those are done. Didn't need to use either this turn, really. We're going to roll for long-range aircraft and for improved factories. We'll take these dice over and give them a whirl. Actually, we're going to move the recruitment roll dice first. See them over there. Let's get some high numbers. Darn, only one. Alright, improved factories, no long-range aircraft. Well, I'll take it. Improved factories goes to stage 1. Hopefully that'll be done before the end of the game. And long-range aircraft stays put. Alright. Doing better than Italy is. Italy's got 1 roll in out of 10. So, could be worse. Alright. So, quick overview before we go back to this. In terms of victory objectives that have changed hands, Japan now has GW36, and that's it. Really, unfortunately. But GW36 is mine because I have 1, 2, 3 capital ships, and the US has 2, and the British have none. So, I've got GW36, as much as that does me when I can't build capital ships for fear of giving the Americans income. So, that puts Japan and the Axis at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 victory points. Not an inappreciable number. The Allies are at 1, 2, 3, 4 victory points, and the Comintern is at 1, 2, 3, 4. So, Axis are still in an early lead. Hopefully we'll see that lead gain a little bit as I can actually start getting some more of my victory objectives. Maybe the Italians can pick up one of these. But, I don't know. I could see the Soviets really start pouring into theirs. Or maybe we'll see the Allies start pulling in some victory objectives and we'll see the US get some of the war. Either way, looks like it's going to be an interesting game. And we've got a lot on our plate. Jinx is kind of feeling the squeeze here. Italy's not bad, but Germany is not in a good way. Not in a good way. And that Red Army that didn't look quite so substantial now is indeed very substantial. Germany doesn't seem to have enough on the board to contest it properly. And their whole England adventure has really quite petered out. So, we'll see how this ends up, what the US is up to, what Britain is going to do to deal with the Italian threat over here, how France is going to respond in this cat and mouse game. Alright, all up on the Commonwealth turn for Operation Hats, turn 11. Just before we leave, I'd like to say that I always put the playlist with all of the videos for this entire game, so all of my competitors' turns and all of my turns linked at the end of the video here. So click on that. If you don't already watch other people's videos, I'm probably the worst one to be saying this because I think I have the least views out of anybody, but go watch my competitors. Save the playlist if you want to have easy access when things get published, and go watch my strategy videos. I don't know if people have noticed them, but I've been publishing strategy videos more or less annually, sometimes more, sometimes less. I'll do a semi-annually one after this round concludes to look at the Japanese attacks and how that all went. And they're a place where I go lay out my thoughts, my strategy, my opinions of the game, how it's going, and it's really interesting because it both gives me a chance to talk about how this is going with someone who's not Jinx, and to get some thoughts, what you guys think, and for you all to see my thoughts. And then the reason I like these is looking back, it lets you see what the players were thinking in the middle of the game, which is often very different from what they're thinking at the end when they do recap videos and such. And it'll let my opponents see, if they want to go watch them afterwards, what my thoughts were, my strategies, how well they did guessing those and blocking them, all that sort of thing. So, note to my opponents, don't watch them now. That would be great for you, or me, if that happened. But any of the viewers, go check them out. They're interesting, and I'd love to see what you all think of my thoughts. So, bye now, and I'll turn this over to Dobik.